Welcome to RERi PV Weekly, the magazine with the latest news from the PV markets. As a survey stated, 3/4 of the Germans are for the pull-out of nuclear energy. But after more than 1 year after the energy change solution, there is still no fitting concept for the build-up of a new supply net. Less than 5% of the population see big steps. The majority doesn't see this and thinks that the change of energy sources are too slow and think that the politics are responsible for this. The goal to actually pull out of nuclear energy within the next 10 years seems unrealistic for the most of the population. Less and less people want to pay the rise for the development of renewable energies. Even now, 75% of the population has registered a step rise of the energy costs and fear an even higher pressure. This especially burdens families with a monthly income from under 1,800 euros. Family with an income of 3,000 euros a month seem to worry less about the pressure through the energy change. Even though big sympathy throughout the public towards renewable energy is present, the majority of asked people is against an extensive development of the national grid. The big challenge for the energy change is the creation of new grid structures for the transportation of the energy, which will be created either offshore or in remote locations without much population. 50% are aware of this, while 30% believe that the change can be done just by maintaining and repairing existing structures. 34% of the people asked if construction new power lines above ground would support them. About the same percentage would be against it. In the future, the German energy company RWE intends to build solar parks in Germany. Discussions were currently underway with German municipal utilities, said Peter Therium, CAO of RWE. One reason for this change: PV modules from Asian countries are much cheaper than local products. The group pursued so far only solar projects in Southern Europe and Northern Africa. The International Renewable Energy Economy Forum, short IWR, states on Tuesday the maximum renewable energy created in Germany was 17,000 megawatts, while wind power provided about 500 to 4,000 megawatts until noon. The solar system's energy rose up to 16,000 megawatts. The maximum of conventional power plants is reached between 8 and 11 a.m. and lays at 48,000 megawatts. The share of renewable energies in the total electricity production in Europe is increasing, stated the Office of the European Union on the occasion of the EU Week for Renewable Energy. Therefore, the percentage for 2010 is by 12.4% after 11.7% in 2009 and 10.5% in the year before. Germany is by 11%. Sweden leads the list with 48% of renewable energy sources. Latvia, Finland and Austria follow behind with each over 30%. The Directive for the Promotion of Renewable Energy states for all members to produce at least 20% of the required energy to be created with renewable sources until 2020. The module producer Scheuten Solar looks into a bright future after turbulent times in the past. The Chinese investor Aikosolar will take over the Dutch company and their production lines in Germany. It is planned to produce at full capacity as fast as possible and to develop international markets under the name of Scheuten. The situation at Centrotherm in Blaubeuren isn't good. The employees are in fear again for losing their jobs. The reason: missing orders from suppliers. Statements to feared bankruptcy are not being made through the management. The company will be investigated by specialists. The company SMA Technology AG released a wall-mounted inverter with integrated storage. The Sunnyboy 5000 Smart Energy is characterized as an inverter with even more efficiency for PV systems. Furthermore, the integrated lithium-ion battery has a capacity from 2 kilowatt-hours. The Intersolar award has been given away for the 5th time at the Intersolar Europe. Winner in the category photovoltaic manufacturing are Scheuten AG and the company Schmidt Group. The combined concept TinPad, a production system for bringing lead contacts onto 6-inch solar cells, was in favor of the jury. Through creating contacts on the backside of solar cells, the usage of silver can be reduced to zero.
Well, Schott and Schmid know each other for many years, and in the beginning it was a supplier-customer relationship, but over the years it developed into a cooperation, and we are glad to have good results.
The RERi Group was able to win for themselves a new supplier at the Intersolar Europe in Munich. With this QXPV manufacturer, RERi wants to begin a long-term partnership based on consistency, quality and safety towards the customers. In addition, the company from Osnabrück has signed contracts of multi-digit megawatt range with an offer which is tailored for end customers. In the near future, RERi is also planning to realize solar projects in Ecuador. Therefore, the company based in Osnabrück could win a new franchise partner in Munich. Just in August of our current year, the Eclairn from Berlin will present the Solar Guidelines database in India. For the RERi franchises, as Sameta Metal Pro from southern India, the database will be an important source of information.
Right now we're developing another database, the so-called Solar Guidelines Database India, the GDI. It will show how to organize a PV project from the first steps, the grid connection up to the operation of a solar power plant. The database shall be released in the beginning of August, and it is supposed to improve the applicant quality in India, as well as to support the different actors of the market in the administrative and the financial sector.
In the future, this free access database will permit to transfer more expertise to their local markets. Despite of the failures of well-known solar companies nationally and internationally, the industry is rating positive the end of the fiscal year. The recent annex records were broken. This is due to the two strongest markets, the Italian and the German one. Together they reached nearly 17 gigawatts of new installed capacity. For the first time, Italy has overtaken Germany and is now on the top with its 9.3 gigawatts of newly installed equipment. For 2012, the mood, at least in Europe, is not so good. The Italian Renewable Energy Subvention Act, Conto Energia, will stop the annex to the extreme last 2 years. Germany is also currently discussing heavily on a revision of the Renewables Energies Act. Thus, a pan-European market slowdown is expected for the years 2012 and 2013. Outside Europe, the situation is assessed in a different way. A significant growth is expected in the next few years in countries like China, the US and Japan. Conergy AG has built in Gran Canaria another solar park with a capacity of 0.5 megawatt. The company had already built a 1.7 megawatt solar installation on the roof of a coffee roasting plant. Covering an area of 9,300 square meters, this installation is supposed to produce solar electricity of the amount of 930,000 kilowatt hours. Cooperation between Talesun and CGN Solar. The Chinese Talesun and CGN Solar had signed a partnership for development purpose, construction and financing of PV power plants in the United States. Talesun plans to provide until the end of the year 2015 modules with a total capacity of 500 megawatt. Even in 2012, Talesun will deliver 100 megawatts, as they commented in a news release. For the years 2013 and 2014, the collaboration agreement has scheduled to provide a supply of 200 megawatt. Recently, Talesun has focused a 32 megawatt project in the US. In Austria, the expansion of renewable energies has focused now on citizen participation models. In Lower Austria, investments in PV systems are already available from few hundred euros, according to a release of NE Energy and Environment Agency. As the number of solar plants have been duplicating, the solar energy sector is really booming and has reached Upper Austria, as per the conclusion of the exhibition Resources and Materials in Wels. The aim of the PV conference was to inform about the most important technical basic principles of photovoltaics and other options for building integration. To conduct the electricity from solar and wind power plants in California's Imperial Valley to San Diego, a 188 kilometers long high-voltage line was put into operation, reports the US company San Diego Gas and Electric. The so-called Sunrise Powerlink was built within 18 months. First, the transfer of 800 megawatts is allowed. To complete, we have a look at the RENIXX. The global stock index for renewable energy has exceeded 170 points yesterday and gained about 2 points. Enel Green Power is popular because of looking forward to build up new solar power plants in Greece, followed by Yingli, SunPower and the turbine manufacturer Vestas, which should look forward to new orders from China and Italy. High losses again in LDK Solar with reductions of nearly 7%. The stock is now at €1.59. Even cheaper are the paper of Solar. Here the investors only have to pay 85 cents. The stock lost 5 points. As far as the reports for this week. Next week we are there again for you. If you like, visit us at PVTV.